Hello and welcome to Northwest Newsweek. I'm Mitchell Ringos. Well, the mayor and deputy mayor of Ignace have resigned, and an interim mayor has been appointed in what was a tumultuous week for the township. The reduced council now faces a number of serious challenges. During Tuesday's emergency council meeting, Ignace's remaining 3 council members voted unanimously to accept the resignation of Mayor Bill Gascon and Deputy Mayor Al Zimmer, and to appoint Councillor Kim Bagree as interim mayor. In a written statement, the township called the resignations unfortunate but warranted. Outside, about a dozen supporters of the former mayor protested, with signs calling for the resignation of Councillor John Taddeo and an end to corruption. Meanwhile, OPP have now confirmed there's a fraud investigation underway focused on the municipal office. The Ministry of Labour has also confirmed that it's conducting an investigation into workplace harassment. 3 orders have been issued against the township. Those details should be released once the investigation concludes, and for now there are 2 vacancies on the 5-person council. They will have to decide whether to appoint new councillors or call a by-election. Also in Ignace last week, a panel of international experts shared nuclear waste site experience with local residents, who will soon have to decide whether they want to see spent nuclear fuel buried in the region. Kurt Black has more.
A trio of speakers shared both technical and political expertise from nuclear waste disposal projects, similar to the one being proposed for the Ignace area. Tiina Jalonen is the senior vice president of the Finnish company building what will be the world's first deep geological repository. And Jakob Spongenberg was mayor of the municipality that voted to host Sweden's facility. Both say that a well-informed local population is crucial to establishing a nuclear waste site.
Be curious to one another, both sides, and ask questions and communicate, learn from each other. That's the way to make it familiar.
It takes a lot of time because you need to know, you have to build your understanding and competence, and there is no one else but yourselves that are able to take the decision and understand what is best for you.
The NWMO hosted a number of events around the area. Attendees we spoke to in Ignace generally appreciated the meeting and spoke favorably about the project.
Their kind of perspective that they are able to bring here is critical to building a knowledge base, right, and building that trust base.
I'm very confident that it's safe and it's done safely and it's beneficial to not just us here in Canada, but the whole world.
I think it was good.
I got some good answers, and I still don't know the best way to transport it, but nobody really does.
They covered a lot of things about transporting, and that's been a big concern of ours in Canada.
Looking forward to see it happening.
However, not everyone in Ignace approves.
There's so many unanswered questions, so many studies that I feel haven't been done properly.
For NWMO site director Joanne Jasek, bringing in the guests was all about making it easier for the public to access diverse sources of information.
People are coming from a place, they're interested in this because they believe that there's a decision that can be made, that there's an opportunity to protect the environment, to protect people.
Kurt Black, TBT News.
This past Saturday marked 1 year since the Northern Ontario School of Medicine became the first independent medical university in Canada. The school's goal is to develop doctors who choose to stay in the North, and according to the latest statistics, nearly half of the graduates are doing just that. More than 1,000 doctors have completed their medical degree and/or residency at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine since it accepted its first cohort in 2005. Of these, 467 doctors, or 46%, have stayed to practice in the North. That includes 161 doctors practicing here in the Northwest and 50 in rural communities.
We're extremely satisfied. In fact, I think we have one of the highest rates of recruitment and retention in the country for those medical schools that are established at 17 in the country.
Despite the encouraging statistics, Verma cautioned that not all graduates start the residency right away, and some have to do so elsewhere. NOSM currently only has 9 residency positions available of more than 130 in the province, But Verma says that will soon change thanks to a significant expansion.
Now, with the expansion, which is an astounding, unprecedented opportunity for us of the medical school, we're going to be almost doubling the size of the MD program. But we're also looking to open up almost 20 residency programs.
NOSM is still a university in its infancy, and there are still major challenges attracting family medicine practitioners to Northern Ontario.
One of the biggest problems is that we can actually bring people in and educate and train them, but it's actually up to the community, the municipality, the city to then recruit and retain them.
Verma says NOSM is working with a number of municipalities to help address those remaining challenges. The fight is on between Terrace Bay and Schreiber. Each community is hoping to make the case that it's the better location for a new EMS station. The chief of Superior North EMS was recently in Terrace Bay to consult with local stakeholders about the amalgamation of the two existing stations. Lee Noonan was there.
Terrace Bay has the hospital, a bigger population, and higher call volume, which Mayor Paul Malashewski says makes his town the right choice, while Schreiber Mayor Kevin Mullins feels that the township's more central location makes it the better location for them and communities to the west.
Well, I think everyone on council and administration are going to fight hard to have the ambulance stay in Terrace Bay.
I really believe the region would be better with the ambulance being centralized in Schreiber.
The new EMS station will house the same number of ambulances and paramedics that are currently stationed between the two communities, allowing the EMS service to stagger its shifts in a way that increases the time paramedics are on site and reduces average wait times, according to Superior North EMS Chief Shane Muir.
They get that response notification that there's a 911 call. They can walk down, jump into the ambulance right away, have quick rising doors, and be out and responding to that call within 90 seconds.
Muir does admit that while response times should be faster overall, they would be slower in some cases, something neither mayor wants.
Well, we're looking after the interests of our community, so yeah, obviously he wants it in Schreiber and we want it in Terrace Bay.
Muir also hopes the new schedule will help avoid burnout and that a new station with modern working and living quarters will help address the service's difficulties with recruitment and retention in the area.
It's a big draw for paramedics. They can come in, they can use their skills and use modern equipment and work in great communities where the people are really pleasurable, and they'll be excited to be here.
Muir also talked about increasing paramedicine work in the communities and a new dispatch system that's expected to improve the prioritization of 911 calls. The power structure of Superior North EMS was also a major discussion point, with some expressing dismay that Thunder Bay City Council had the authority to amalgamate district EMS stations in the first place.
It's too bad that it came down to this, but Thunder Bay has made a decision and Shane's going to abide by it.
Muir wants to have a site selected quickly and shovels in the ground this year if possible, and both communities are ready with several suggestions for possible locations. Meanwhile, a site selection process is also underway in Nipigon Red Rock. Lee Noonan, TBT News.
And after the break, a historic plaque commemorating a key moment in the history of trans people in Ontario was unveiled in Fort Frances.